Hey guys, welcome back to Attack on Iron World. How has your week been? My week has been pretty average. It's been an average week. I've not got much done. Well, I say that, right? I've not got enough stuff done in my gaming variety of life, right? So like, I've not made much progress on Pokemon Sun. I've not made much progress on Mass Effect since last time we spoke. So, you know, there's that sort of situation. But I've got plenty of work done. Like, holy shit, I've actually got a whole set. That's right, a whole set of Christmas videos done. Already! I've done it! I did it, because I am probably not the worst at this. I've come to this realization, I'm not the worst. I'm learning, I'm changing as I go. We're all growing together, but at the same time, I'm not the biggest piece of shit. I'm still kinda shit, but I'm not the biggest shit. If there was a barnyard full of shit, you would say, oh, he's that one. He's kinda like close to the door, he's a little bit smaller than the rest of the shits. But he's getting smaller. He's decomposing by himself, so that's nice. That's what you would say about me. And now I've actually kinda gone into that, it doesn't sound that great. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's talk about mobile games for a second. I know, everyone's favorite topic, okay? Okay, now I have some other things that I do want to talk to you guys about too this time. Around some feelings that I've been having, or as I say feelings, some thoughts I have on the gaming industry as a whole. But let's start with mobile games. I don't like mobile games. Mobile games are not very good. They don't work, they're incredibly manipulative most of the time. Even when they're made by people like Nintendo, they are generally not good, right? There was Pokemon Go, which wasn't made by Nintendo. It just used the Pokemon name, and Pokemon Go is probably the best mobile game I've ever played. I love Pokemon Go. This is not a secret. And then they released a Mario game. I hate that game. Mario Mobile is fucking atrocious. It's expensive, and it's just not worth your time. It's just not very good. It's not very good for the amount of money they expect you to pay. However, they recently made another one, if you guys weren't aware. They made Animal Crossing. Is it just called Mobile, or is it called Animal... Hang on, give me 1 second. Give me a 1 second window to have a look at this on my phone. Oh, they also made Fire Emblem Heroes. That was pretty damn good. I like Fire Emblem Heroes. I still play that. Where is it? Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. That's what it's called. It's called Pocket Camp. Obviously, because you have a camp and it resides within your pocket. Quite clever naming. Anyway, so this game was born. It exists now within the universe, and it's pretty good. It's kind of fun. It's got kind of all the things about an Animal Crossing game that you might enjoy. In fact, it's got some Animal Crossing stuff that I kind of want to see in an actual game. That I'm like, okay, that didn't suck. I want to see more of that, please. And that surprises me, because I really didn't expect to see that. I expected it to be horribly abundant on, like, making you pay lots of money and, like, trying to get you to buy microtransactions and, you know, all that sort of shit. Which I'm not against doing. I'm not against throwing a couple of bucks towards a mobile game if it's free, to begin with. I've said this before, you know, Pokemon Go. I spent a few bucks, or a few pounds, should I say. I've never spent a thing on Fire Emblem Heroes. Generally because I just never really felt the need to, and I've never really wanted to. It's never incentivized me enough to do so. It's a pretty good game, and I enjoy playing it, but it's not something I want to throw money at to succeed. And I feel like you don't necessarily need to throw money to succeed either, at least I haven't as of yet. I mean, Super Mario you needed to throw money at just to get in the fucking door, right? You got like one world for free, which is kind of shitty. Sorry, they're attacking a level fish, which is kind of upsetting. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to get over there. I'll tell you what if we do this? What if we do like a three-pronged throwing maneuver, okay? So we're going to throw Luna We're gonna throw Luna onto Mara, and then we're gonna throw. You're not gonna be able to get around there. That's unacceptable. Alright, you are gonna have to go. You can't get around there either. What the fuck? Alright, tell you what. Look, we're gonna get Keali out, okay? Keali is gonna go over here. We're gonna lift Chestnut. We're gonna throw Chestnut, okay? Chestnut is then gonna move. Where could you throw to? You could go to there. Okay. You are then gonna go to there, okay? And oh, hello. That's right. You are now gonna throw him at Chestnut. She's gonna boing him over there. That's right. Then you're then gonna rush around and lift the fish. Look at that beautiful maneuver. Everyone did. You know what? Chestnut can then fall back and actually like assault somebody else. Right. Anyway, what were we saying? Animal Crossing, right? So Animal Crossing. I'm not against the idea of paying a few pounds here and there, but they do a pretty decent job at providing you with the currency that you need to buy certain things. And each level gives you like 20 of the special currency, and the level's not hard to come across. I think I'm about level 15, and I've paid nothing. I've not paid a penny, and I'm about I think I got about 200. I've got about 200 left. I think I've spent quite a few of the muns as well, like the special currency. I've spent quite a few of it. Just on things like your bag upgrades, stuff like that. There is some furniture you can get as well, which is like purely for it, but it's not very good furniture. At least I don't think so. Anyway, if you like that sort of stuff, you can buy that sort of stuff with it. It seems perfectly fine. Well, there's a person left apparently, which is not the greatest. Oh, I see you. You're hiding. You're hiding down here. But yeah, it's fun. It's pretty interesting, and there's a few, like I said, there's a few things I'd like to see in a Switch version, right? Now, Animal Crossing Switch, I'm sure, is something that a lot of people want to see. I definitely want to see an Animal Crossing Switch, because I love Animal Crossing. I love Harvest Moon, stuff like that. I really wish that Harvest Moon would finally make a comeback into the world of actually being a game, rather than whatever it has been for the past 10 years. The last good Harvest Moon, I think, was on the GameCube, A Wonderful Life, which is now on PS4, which is actually something else we can talk about in a little while, something else I wanted to talk about. Not Harvest Moon directly, but it revolves around that. So there's a crafting system in the mobile game. If you've played it, there is a crafting system, and you can craft random items, clothing. Well, you can't craft clothing yet. I think that's coming up in a future patch, but it is a possibility within the game. It will be there, I believe. I'm not sure when, though. You can also... Did we already get... Oh, we did already get Screen Nuke out. There was also... furniture. That's the one I'm looking for. Furniture that you can craft, which goes all outside, goes outside in your camp, or you can put it inside your camper. Like, if you want to get like your old camper on the move, and it goes brum brum, and you drive it around, and you do all that sort of nonsense. You don't actually drive it, but you drive to different areas. And obviously, because it's a portable game, the areas are all kind of small and relatively tiny. But that's to be expected, I feel, from a mobile version of it. But, however, it is good. It is very good. It's very fun to build it up and like make friends with all your little animal friends. I'm not entirely sure why you cannot be an animal. This is something that I've never understood in any Animal Crossing game, is why can't I be part animal? It just doesn't make sense to me. Because essentially, you'd want to be, right? Like, you're the only human in a world full of animals. Like, I would love to have some, like, kitty cat ears and a kitty cat tail, Like, I want that sort of shit. But yet, you can't be that, which is interesting. I don't know why they've not allowed that. I'm sure there is a reason. I just don't know it. But yeah, so there's the camper, which I'd kind of maybe like to see utilized in an Animal Crossing Switch game. Maybe if you take it out on the go, you go in your camper, and then you can like bump into other people, and then you can interact in their village. Stuff like that, I think that'd be really cool. The crafting aspect is kind of interesting, and I like that idea, because there are a lot of... maybe not use it, it would be nice if it was refined, because in this it's very, very, very simple. It's like you have free resources, and then your resources are there for this reason. It's not brain surgery, you know, it's really, really not brain surgery at all. It's pretty simple, it's relatively easy to understand. There's like, you have wood, cotton, metal, I think, and like friend juice. You have like friend powder or some crap, and you have food, and that allows you to like make a bunch of different things. I'd like for it to be refined, so it's a little bit more complicated for a Switch version, perhaps. But nevertheless, I would like to see crafting in some form enter a Switch game. And I know people kind of get upset when it comes to crafting. People are like, oh, crafting, again with the crafting. But I mean, it wouldn't exist in every game if people didn't like it. I like crafting as long as it's good crafting system. As long as it's good, easy to understand, with a deep complication on how to get certain things. You know, like, I want that. Like, that's very, very good. Final Fantasy XIV is an example of possibly the best crafting in any MMO ever. If you love crafting in video games, I highly recommend you look up Final Fantasy XIV, because it is amazing. The crafting in that game is so good. It's like a whole game upon itself. It's ridiculous. We're starting to not kill these guys as well. Which is not great. I think we could probably continue on with this until the new year. I'm thinking. The new year we might have to start, you know, changing it up. But I think we're pretty good. Alright, what if we face you that way and then get another throw in there with Shiro. But yeah, so I've been playing a little bit of Animal Crossing. You know, nothing like, not religiously. I've been playing it in bed for an hour. I've been playing it when I wake up for an hour, you know, stuff like that. It's not... When I'm walking somewhere, I've played a little bit of it. I've not, like, done extensive playtime on it, but it's pretty good. Although, I do seem to find that all I can find on it is Japanese people. Which is kind of odd. Like, I've not found a single English name, English text name, should I say, in the entire game. I've always bumped into Japanese people, which is not an issue. It's just odd. Like, I've not seen anyone but that. You know, it's like, okay. It's kind of odd how I'm not seeing anyone else. Oh, don't go back in, Nora. I'm going to throw you over here. There we go. But yeah, so you can give other people kudos as well, which I like, which I want as well, right? So there's like a friend system. So you can get friend, you can befriend people, you find them out in the environment, and they are in these different little areas with their campers. Now, if there was a way that you could register your friends, right? So say I've got Animal Crossing on my Switch, and I'm playing my Switch, and I'm enjoying it, and then let's say my brother is at home at his house, and he is playing Animal Crossing as well, and he then he finds something cool or whatever like that, and he puts it in his house or puts it in his garden, you know, what the fuck ever, puts it wherever he likes, and then I can go in at a later date, and when I go and find it, I can like kudos him or something, you know, like, oh, look at this, that's cool, you've got a piano in your garden, and like give him a little kudos thing. And then maybe they use it as a resource, but they could have that in the game regardless. Kind of like the idea of it, and then give you a friendship level, right? Now, not like anything important, right? This is the thing that I'm gonna stress. This isn't in the mobile game. It's just something that I would like added to Animal Crossing in general, and it's not something that necessarily needs to be super important, like super designed into the gameplay to like make you be able to do certain things. But what if they gave everything levels, right? And I'm not talking about RPG levels like skill points and all that sort of shit. I'm talking about, you know, like, what if they were just straight up like, you got a level in fishing. It didn't mean anything. It was just it was just a record of keeping how well you fish. You know, you do a lot of fishing and you find a lot of fish, so you have a good fish level, right? So it's not like, it's not important, it doesn't relate to anything that you can catch and stuff like that, but it doesn't, it's just there to make you, give you some sort of general idea of how much you do, right? So it's like this and this, then this, then this, you know, this many times, and so you have this level in crafting and stuff like that. It doesn't have to mean anything, but it gives you access to be like, oh, you've caught 5,000 bugs. That means you're level 50 in bug catching, you know, like that sort of crap. I think that would just be fun and interesting in comparison to like not having anything to show for it, you know. Because it's like you have a museum in most words hard. You have a museum in most Animal Crossing games, if not all of them, and except from the Pocket version. And you donate. You know, you find a fossil, you donate it. You find a fish, you donate it. You find a bug, you donate it. And then if you find it again, you sell it. Basically, that's the way I operated anyway. Now, wouldn't that be cool if that also came along with a level, you know? And again, it didn't revolve around you having access to anything. It was just there as like a generalization of like how good you are, you know, how much time you've put into it, you know, that sort of thing. And I would think I would really like that anyway. I'd really like that along with a little crafting element, which would be good. Make your town bigger, of course, if they do a Switch version of Animal Crossing, you know, all that sort of shit. But talked about Animal Crossing for quite a while. And there is something else that I did want to talk to you guys about before the end of this episode, which is ports and remakes. Now, ports and remakes have become very popular because why make a new idea when you could repackage an old idea and sell it to us, right? It makes sense. From a business standpoint, it's fucking ingenious. It's great. And me, personally, I love it. I love getting the old games, right? I think you guys know at this point, I love playing the old games, and I love buying them on the new console, because yes, I love playing those games, but at the same time, I don't want to have to go back to the old consoles to play them. I want to play them on the newer console with the new controller and the new screen and a higher resolution. That's what I want to do. And I think ports and that help in that regard, right? I think the Switch is going into that quite heavily, because the Switch has, for you guys who don't know, quite a heavy port library. It ported Pokken over, it ported Mario Kart. Like, Mario Kart was one of its biggest sellers, and it was a port from the Wii U, you know? And I'm not somebody who gets rid of old consoles. Like, I still have my PlayStation 1, I have my PlayStation 2, I have my Wii, I have my Wii U, you know, I still have access to these things. But I don't want to have to go back and play them on that machine. Now, a lot of people have been doing this through digital downloads, which is fine. Digital downloads of plenty of stuff has come out. Now, when buying Uncharted Lost Legacy, they released Jak and Daxter on the same day, and then gave you it for free with the Lost Legacy Uncharted game. That was really, really cool. That was really nice, and it was just fun. In fact, I played more of Jak and Daxter than I did Uncharted. Or at least it lasted longer anyway. Although I didn't get the platinum on Uncharted, I did get the platinum on Jak and Daxter. Now, then on December 6th, it's the Wednesday, right? The 6th, the day after Tuesday. It's usually a Wednesday. In fact, I'd say almost always is a Wednesday. They're going to release Jak 2, Jak 3, and Jak X. And for those of you who don't know what the hell Jak X is, it's basically the Crash Team Racing version of Jak and Daxter. Now, that's very cool, because I'm excited, because I love playing those games and I want to play them again. And I can download them and play them, which is fantastic. It doesn't take a lot to remaster a game in that regard. A PlayStation 2 Classic, they don't do any work. They just up the revolution, add the trophy system, and peace out, basically. Cash in, you know? That's all they do. And I'm fine with this. Square Enix has done it recently. They did it with Till the End of Time, which is one of the best, if not the best, Star Ocean game to date. And then they did it again recently with the PlayStation 3, the end of A New Hope, is it? I don't know. It's like a Star Wars title. But yeah, so that's come out recently as well, and that's exciting because I like the Star Ocean games. However, you guys also know me. I like having a physical version. I don't like having a digital download. I prefer to have a disc because I think discs look nice on the shelf, and I think it looks cool to have a big collection of them, and I like that. So that is something that I look for and something that I enjoy in video games, right? And like I have a few games upon there that I saw cheap that are still wrapped, right? And you could argue that that's pointless, and I would mostly agree with you. It is pointless to have games that not playing. I don't really have an intention on playing. I just like having them, and I saw it for like a 5 when I was passing by it, and I was like, okay, well I guess I'll get that. And then I never ended up playing it because, surprise, surprise, it was a bad game. That's why it was a $5, so I never really bothered. Right? There's a few of those up there. Of course there is. And I'm fine with that, right? But when we go to this sort of stuff, when it comes to remakes and repackagings, I definitely prefer a disc. You know, like they've already done it on the PS3. They did it quite often on the PS3, which is kind of what baffles me that we don't have it now. Is that Jak and Daxter did come in a disc. It was the Jak and Daxter collection. It had 1, 2, and 3 in it. I don't know why, for like the PS4, for the era that we live in, they should just do the PS2 port versions, you know, just port the exact same game, don't change it, don't make any fixes, just add the trophy system, upscale it to your 1080p, and then... How do I suck at this so much? There we go. Sometimes I just forget what buttons are. I swear to God. You know, and then just release it as a disc. But on this time of day, I would really like to have full game collections on these discs, you know? So, from those of you who are big fans of Jak and Daxter, you probably know that the Jak and Daxter story doesn't end on the PS3. It went over to the PSP when the PSP was kind of a popular thing, and well, I say when it was a popular thing, when it existed, and you know, a couple of games came out. Daxter came out, which was actually a very good game, and then the Final Frontier came out, which wasn't very good. But they were games that came out on the portable system. Now, I would like to see those on there as well. I would love to have a disc with Jak 1, 2, 3, 4, Jak 1, 2, 3, even Jak X, Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier, and Daxter. I would love all of those games on a PS4 disc for my gaming pleasure. I would love that. That would be fantastic. I would happily pay another 40 quid for old games that they don't really give a shit about anymore. I'd happily do that, you know? And I think people with Kingdom Hearts have proven that they'd happily pay that amount, because they do, you know? Oh shit, that was our own fucking person. I didn't see that. I'm a dimbo. You know, it's an interesting thing. So Harvest Moon, I was saying beforehand, also re-released. I'm not entirely sure how recently, but it did re-release on the PS4. It's a Wonderful Life for, I think, I don't know how much it is. I'm not going to try and give you a price because I don't know how much it's going to be. But, I mean, you know, these Jak and Daxter games, I think they're like $9.99 or $11.99, you know? I think they're $15. I know that much. Well, I know that the first one was $15 because my friend was telling me about that. So I don't know how much they are in pounds because my one was free download. But, I mean, it's... Well, you've really not got far reach, have you? Jesus. But yeah, so it's like... I'm fine with paying a tenner, right? I'm fine paying a tenner for these old games for me to play them on the new system. I'm fine with that. But if you give me the option to play a new... buy a new disc version of it for 40 quid that has them all on there, I would happily buy that. And I don't know why that doesn't exist. And now, especially now they're out on the store, right? Because if they come out on the store, they should release them on disc, in my opinion. Because it's like, sorry about that. And I've got my fucking phone on me because I'm not very good at my job. So, what was I saying? So yeah, so Star Wars. So Star Ocean has released, right? I was telling you guys about this. Star Ocean is a thing that now exists on the PlayStation Store. People like Star Ocean. I like Star Ocean. Now that both of them are out on the store, they should release a disc version of those two. And I would happily pay some money for that. You know? I think it's very fair that I would pay, I don't know, 30 quid? Would you pay £30? Would you pay like £10 a game and then give them another tenner for putting it on a disc? Would you pay that? Would you pay 30 quid for 2 old games? I don't know. I think I would. I'd happily pay 30 quid for 2 games from the PS2 and PS3 era. I think I would be fine with that. So, but would you guys? Would you guys pay that amount? Because that's interesting to me, and I would like to know. So, you know, let me know in the comments below if you wish to know. If you wish me to know, anyway. Let's heal you up, because you are quite hurt. Wow, that leveled you up quite a bit, too. That was nice. Alright, let's get me over here to deal with this last guy. Right, so, yeah, so they've just released, right? I haven't brought them yet, because I'm expecting them to show up on a disc at some point. I doubt they will. And Jak and Daxter comes out on the 6th. Now, I want to play Jak 2. I want to play Jak 2 a lot, so I may end up purchasing it. I could just go back to the PS3 version and play it there, right? Or I could go back to the PS2 version and play it there. Or they could re-release it again and I'd pay more money. Yes, I'm a sucker. I know this. This is like... I'm just falling into their trap by paying these money, you know, paying them money. But I don't care. I just want to play it on the new machine, and I love playing those old games because I'm that sort of gamer. I like playing the old games. I love playing the old Final Fantasies. I still play Final Fantasy 9 almost every year, you know. Final Fantasy 9 is my favorite Final Fantasy. I love 9, so I play all the fucking time. And, you know, I still play games, I still play other Final Fantasies that I don't have quite a connection to, but, you know, I still play 6 every now and again, I still play 4, I don't really play 2 or 1 because they're, well, I don't play 2 because it's 2, but I don't play 1 a lot because it's not as engaging to me. I didn't play it when it was originally released, and it wasn't quite as engaging to me as it might be to other people who played it around that era, you know? Now there's plenty of games that I play over and over and over again, and there's games that I play every year that I would love to see be re-released. The Prince of Persia series, for example, I would love for them to release Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, Warrior Within, Two Thrones, and that 4th one, which didn't really make much sense, but it's kind of in between 2 and 3 or something. I don't fucking know. It happens at some point in the Prince of Persia series, but add it in. Add it the fuck in. Do it chronologically on the disc and let me play for it. That's what I want. That's what I would want from Ubisoft, which is kind of odd wanting anything from Ubisoft. But yes, you know, some games don't hold up. Okay, I think people who brought the Ezio collection may feel slightly burned, as the Ezio collection, as Assassin's Creed, despite Assassin's Creed having the reputation it has, Assassin's Creed has got fundamentally better with each iteration. You know, it's gotten a lot better with each iteration. If you don't like certain ones because of the story or how it worked out, if you just thought that one was crap, regardless of how you feel about that, because there's a lot of Assassin's Creed, that I think are crap and are like worse than older ones and stuff like that. Like I still really like the first one. I really like the first Assassin's Creed. But its controls are fucking trash, you know, and that's same goes for Assassin's Creed 2. They're awful controls in comparison to the newer versions of the game, where they're just constantly getting better controls all the damn time. And that's just one example of those sort of things that when they do these collections, they don't quite hold up, especially to be what you're expecting. The Ezio collection had more than just that as an issue, because Ubisoft doesn't really give a shit, I feel, anyway. But regardless, they've gotten fundamentally better. You know, and I'm sure that's the case with a lot of other games. A lot of games that I'm not necessarily nostalgia blind, because that is, when we're talking about games being re-released, that's definitely a thing, right? And that's definitely something that they prey upon with these re-releases, is nostalgia, which is why you generally see. Well, I say you generally see. You used to see more PS2 games and that, but now you recently started seeing a lot more PS3 games. Like I said, the Switch has been porting over a lot more. The Switch has been porting over a lot more Wii U games, you know, stuff like that. Fucking hell, this map is the fucking worst. Look at this. This is so big. These big maps are just complete arse, aren't they? They are the worst. Anyway, right, yeah, what was I saying? It's a nostalgia, right? They prey upon nostalgia. But we've recently seen a lot more coming out for the PS3, and we've come out for the Switch. And people have been wanting other games to come out, and even developers have been wanting certain games to come out. Like the developer or the lead guy on Xenoblade's porting over the Xenoblade X game from the Wii U to the Switch, which would be fucking great. And, you know, I'm sure we're nowhere near done, right? I'm sure the Switch is nowhere near done about porting its Wii U services over. I'm sure at some point Mario Maker will make its way over. Oh, that's a nice little one, isn't it? I'm sure Mario Maker will make its way over. I'm sure Bayonetta will make its way over. And hell, I hope it makes its way over, because Bayonetta is a pretty good game. It's not for me. I'm not super into Bayonetta, but I know a lot of people who never had a Wii U and didn't get a chance to play Bayonetta. I'm just not into Bayonetta, but it's a great game. It's like a great feeling game to play. I'm just not into necessarily the story of it, which maybe you don't need to be into the story of it if you're like into the fighting, which is where that game shines, quite frankly. The fighting is just as good as like Devil May Cry and all that sort of shit. It's fucking great. And you know, if it was to re-release on Switch, hell, I'd probably buy it. I'd probably buy it and check it out, because why the fuck not? I never played 2. I played 1. I played 1 on the PS3, which apparently was not a very good way to play it. Or at least from what I remember being told, it was not a great way to play it. Oh shit, we didn't look at it. Oh, piss. Ah, crap. But, you know, anyway, but we're not done with the Switch, I guarantee you that. I'm sure we're not done seeing the PS3 games, and we're definitely not done seeing PS2 games come back from the dead. And a few games just before we end off, just before I go, a few be ported over. I would love for them to do like Lucifer's Call and the Digital Devil Saga in one box. That would be fucking awesome, especially with Shin Megami Tensei 5. I wouldn't say around the corner, but coming to Switch. So, you know, put Lucifer's Call, Digital Saga 1 and 2 on the Switch. Do that, because that would be fucking awesome. Do everything. Re-release everything. Hell, even release Final Fantasy 13. Re-release that as a trilogy box set. I'd buy that. I fucking hate Final Fantasy 13, but I'd probably still buy it, because I'm a sucker. Leave my mom. Let's have see how many levels we got. We got 22 levels, oh shit. This could be a massively strong item. You know, White Knight Chronicles. Bring 1 and 2. Bring it up to the PS4 or bring it over to Switch. White Knight Chronicles would be a brilliant game on the Switch. You know, Dragon Age Origins 1, 2, and 3. Put that in as a collection. You know, they did it with Mass Effect, I guess, for the PS3. Like, I'm pretty sure it was a special case, as they don't. I believe they're not super into doing that sort of thing. But I would love to see that all be redone and all brought up into the newer console. And well, I mean, technically Inquisition is still on the PS4, but fuck it, bring the other two up. It'd be fucking great. You know, and hell, there's been a lot of stuff. Like Hack just came out, right? That's 3 games from the PS2 era that just re-emerged from fucking nowhere. You know, bring back the Burnout games, bring back the old Tony Hawk games on PS2 and put them on PS4, because the new PS4 Tony Hawk game fucking sucks ass. You guys seen that yet, by the way? Like, holy shit, that is fucking bad. It's a bad Tony Hawk's game. I'm so disappointed in it. Should we play that? Do you guys want to play that over Christmas? Maybe we should play that. That's fine. Anyway, I'm going to stop yammering and stop chatting anyway. You guys let me know what you would like to see remastered and re-brought back up to the PS4. Maybe not necessarily remastered, because we talked about remastered beforehand, and we talked about that in a different light. But I'm literally talking about PS2 classics. Let me know which kinds of things you would like to see brought back, or what you would like to see brought over to the Switch. And stuff like that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you very much for listening to me ramble every Monday about random things. I hope you guys enjoy that in some regard. I'm sure, I don't know why you listen to me ramble, but it's very nice of you to listen to me ramble. I really appreciate that. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you comment down below about what I was talking about. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.